Hey guys, in this video we're going to work on opening up our backs. So if you have any tightness or soreness in your back, we're going to work that all out. Grab your mat and let's get started. Okay, so let's start just with our feet about hip width apart, slight bend in our knees, belly's in, and we're just going to, nice and easy, sway our hands side to side. This is one of my favorites to get my back warmed up, and because we need to open up our backs, this helps get the spine going. I usually do this first thing in the morning when I get out of bed. Breathing the whole way through this, because the breath will help expand the back ribs and send new oxygen to our back where we need it. There might be tight muscles or even pain. Okay, and just this little figure 8 here to kind of get the top, what am I trying to say, your upper back. As we get that warmed up. Good. Good. Okay, coming back to center now. Now, let's go ahead. I'm just going to turn this side so you can see me. So, what we're going to do is just do some forward folds and roll back up nice and slow. So, we're going to inhale up and then come down, exhale into a nice forward fold. Again, you don't have to go as low as me. If you want blocks in front of you, you can, or just don't go. Maybe you can't touch the floor. That's okay. Just you can rest your hands on your calves if you want, or just let your arms hang. You can keep it with slight bend in your knees if you want to, if that feels better for you. The hamstrings and hips are also attached to the back, so we want to take good care of those too. So there's a little bonus hamstring stretch here. Now we're going to inhale, and as we exhale, slight softness in the knees here as we slowly roll up, one vertebrae at a time. Your head is going to be the last to come up. Try not to go faster than me. We're going to do this a couple more times. Let's inhale up, exhale. Hang here for a moment. Inhale, exhale, nice and slow as you slowly roll up. Feel each vertebrae and take note of which ones feel the tightest as you do this. And as you take note of those, inhale again, exhale down. Think about how you can target those areas throughout this practice. Inhale, exhale, slow, roll up again, slight bend in your knees if you need it. That's too much on your hamstrings. Head is the last thing up, good. So you should start to feel a little tiny bit more open maybe in your back already. So we're gonna inhale one more time. Inhale and now exhale, forward fold once more. Maybe heel toe out your feet a little bit if you want a little more of a base. I prefer one for this. And then you can cradle your each elbow in the opposite hand and do a nice little sway here. And really just feel that vertebrae elongate as gravity does its work, pulling the crown of your head toward the ground. Breathing, once again, nice deep breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Now, slight bend in your knees if you need it. Taking your hands at the base of your skull. You can kind of just relax your elbows and the rest of your arms and let them hang. Just think about all the weight from your arms is pulling on your head. You're not really pulling on your head, you're just letting the weight of your arms do the work. And you should feel a little more elongating in the neck and the upper back here. Breathe, one more breath. Good. Good. Release those hands down. Gentle bend in the knees. Slowly roll up. One more time. And then exhale, the head being the last thing up. Good. Okay, now what we're going to do is just come down onto the ground. So feel comfortable comfortable. If you need a pillow or a block under your bum, go ahead and grab it. So just sit in a comfortable seated position, whatever that looks like for you. Okay, and let's inhale. Directly up, look up at your hands, relax that neck back. And then we're gonna exhale in the cactus. So just bringing those arms into a cactus, bringing those elbows down toward your sides. Back to heart center, inhale. Straight up, look at your hands, exhale. Good. Back to heart center, inhale. Exhale. Really open up that chest, press it forward. Again, inhale. Exhale. I like to exhale in my mouth. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Okay. Now, go ahead and plant one hand on one side, and let's reach up, up, up. Really just elongating. You should feel a nice stretch here, maybe slightly in your lower back, also in your sides. They're connected to your back, so we're going to make sure our sides are nice and open as well. So really think about planting that left hip into the ground as well as your right, so they're evenly on the floor, so you're not raised up, you're not shrugging. Relax those shoulders, but just reach. And if you can, looking up at the sky. If you need a little deeper and you're not feeling it, you can even come down onto your elbow if you want for a slightly more intense stretch. But if you do that, make sure you're planting your left hip into the ground. And if you're tight in this area or your low back, you should definitely be feeling this right now. Nice and open. Just nice and elongated here. The jelly coming back to center and reaching the other way. Good. Looking up. Again, you can sink all the way down if you want, but you don't have to. Just a slight bend in that elbow. Grounding down that right hip into the ground. Looking up toward the sky. If you want to make it a little more intense, you can. Just remember to keep both hips grounded in to the floor. Relax those shoulders. I always have to remind myself. Good. Now coming back up to center. Now, just gently walking yourself forward now. Now if this feels good for you and you want to come to the ground, you can. If you need a block or a pillow to help support you, or you don't even have to go down all the way, just hold yourself here. This just should feel really good on your back. If you're able to rest your head on your hands, like make a pillow with your hands and rest your forehead, you can. Still thinking about keeping those hips on the ground. Nice deep breaths here. This should feel really nice on your back right now. Good. One more breath here. Good. Walking yourself gently back up and just tilting your neck side to side. Our neck is part of our back too. It's like the extension of our back. Just giving a nice little tilt here. I actually feel like I have like a little pinched nerve back here. I don't know if I slept funny or what, but I also noticed that if I have a lot of wheat or a lot of gluten, my muscles are pretty sore because my body does not like gluten. So I like it sometimes. Good. Just really opening up. Sides really elongating that neck, taking care of that spine all the way to the top. Good. Okay, you might feel this a little bit in your upper back. If your neck is tight, that usually means your upper back and shoulders are also tense. Clasping your hands behind you, opening up that chest just for a moment, opening up that chest just to even out what we're doing with our upper back, opening that up. But we also want to open chest. And breathe. Inhale. And exhale, release it. Good. Okay. Now we're going to do is a quick twist here. So what you can do is, if this feels good for you, if this is a good position, Go ahead and try where you have one leg bent and then you have the other one with your foot flat on the ground. And what we're going to do is take your right, I'm starting with my right side, which mirroring you would be your left. Plant that hand behind you, and then you can either hug your right knee to you, or if you want a little more of a deeper stretch, you can hook your elbow, your opposite elbow on the outside of that knee and do a nice twist here. And breathe. Looking behind you, thinking about those shoulders staying out of your ears. And we're just you really want to think about being up straight here. Now, if you find yourself hunching over like this, then just hug your knee. You may not quite be ready for hooking it on the outside yet, and that's okay. Because really good posture here is important. It protects your low back, because our low back is not meant to twist. Only our upper to mid-thoracic area can get a nice little twist in there to kind of bring out the spine, if you will, getting new blood to it. Good. Gently releasing that on your next exhale. And let's switch legs. So now tucking, for me, I'm tucking my right leg under now. The bottom of my left foot is on the ground. Planting that hand behind you, and then reaching up that arm, opposite arm, and then either hugging that knee to you as you do the twist, or if you went a little deeper, hooking that elbow on the outside of that leg. Oh yeah, this side is tighter for me. And breathing. Good. Now inhale. And exhale, come back to center. Now, let's go ahead and come onto our hands and knees. You may want a blanket under your knees, or you can fold your mat in half if your knees are sensitive to the ground. Otherwise, come onto your hands and knees. Your wrists are directly under your shoulders, and your knees are directly under your hips. Now, what we're going to do is just a couple cat-cows here. So, starting with cow, letting your belly sink down toward the ground with an inhale. Just really think about your neck being nice and long. Shoulders are not in your ears, but they're out of it. Exhale. Tucking those hips underneath. Ears are next to your biceps into cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale. Nice and long. Exhale. Really sending that back up toward the sky. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Now back to neutral. Planting that left hand in the center of your mat. Reach that right arm up. Reach, 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 reach. Really think about keeping your hips nice and square, and then weaving that right arm underneath the left, letting your shoulders sink down toward the ground. You can relax your left arm. If you want to reach it forward, you can. Kind of helps open up the whole upper back when we do that. Your right palm is facing up toward the sky. Knees are weight is evenly distributed between both knees, the lower body. Breathing nice and long and deep. Good. All right. Should feel really good. I like to do this before I go to bed as well. Feel a nice release in your right side, maybe your upper back, your shoulder, right shoulder. Now planting that left hand by your face, bringing yourself back up into that tabletop position. Now placing your right hand in the center of the mat, reaching up with that left arm, and then weaving it under to the other side now. Back of your left hand is down on is flat against the ground. You can reach forward with that right arm and keep it near you, whatever feels best for you. Hips are up nice and high. Hips are square. Breathing into that back. Good. Should feel like a nice opening in here. Now planting that right hand, pressing yourself back up into that tabletop. And now what we're going to do is just kind of bring ourselves down flat onto our bellies, onto the floor. So the tops of our feet are nice and rooted into the ground here. And what we're going to do is hands next to your chest. You're just going to gently press yourself up. Elbows are squeezed in into a nice little cobra here. You don't have to go very high. Inhale. And exhale. Elbows in nice and tight. Inhale. Exhale. Coming back down with your inhale. Now, stretching those arms out to the sides. You can rest your cheek on one side if you want. You're going to lift. I'm going to start with my right leg. Bend, lift that leg, then bend it at a 90-degree angle. And then lift that right hip up off the ground and touch that toe toward the floor over the other leg. So you're in a little twist here. Good, really thinking about keeping the upper back, or the upper body pretty much planted on the ground. Your right hip is just up and your little twist. Your right shoulder might be up off the ground a little bit, that's okay. Good. Just holding it here for a moment. Feeling that nice release. You may not be able to touch the ground like I am, that's okay. Your leg may be up here, that's totally fine. There should be no pain involved with this. It should feel really nice. Now if you have some pain in your back, you may feel a little bit of a tightness, or maybe even a little bit, if you have chronic pain, even a little chronic pain, but you should not feel any sharp pains from this. If you do, then gently come out of it, or don't go as deep. Now gently coming back to center, resting that foot. I like to switch my cheeks, so bringing my face to the other side here, lifting up that left leg, bending at a 90-degree angle, and then lifting up that left hip and crossing it over to the other side. Breathing, really opening up that back here. We're really opening it up and we're twisting. Twists are so good for getting old blood out and new blood in. And then we're taking deep breaths to get new oxygen in, and our spinal fluid is being shook up a little bit with these twists too, which is good. It's getting the blood flowing, it's getting the fluid going. We're taking good care of our spine here. Again, if you're only here, that's totally fine. Just do what you can. As long as you feel it, it doesn't matter how deep you go, as long as you're feeling a nice opening, and you're getting the effects of the pose, you don't have to go very deep. Gently coming back to center now. I face you guys one more time, so what we're going to do at your own pace is just start alternating one at a time. Just go to one side and then to the other. I have to alternate my cheek with each one so it's comfortable for my neck, but do what's best for you. This is good for mobility, really getting that back nice and ready. Breathing. I'm starting to scoot off my mat. If you have one side that's tighter, go ahead and just stay there. Hold it. Feel, do what your body is telling you to do here. If you're like, gosh, I'm really tight on this side, I want to hold it longer, go ahead. Go ahead and do that. We're just going to do a few more here. Good. Now gently coming back to center when you're ready. I'm going to scoot up a bit because I scoot. Okay. Now what we're going to do is you can come up onto your Sphinx pose, so our arms are at 90-degree angle here and our hands are planted in the ground. Now, this might be a little challenging, it may not, but give it a try. It's good for our back and good for flexibility. Flexibility helps keep us from getting injured. Reaching back to your right foot, I like to grab on the inside, so give that a try. And so maybe it's just you start here. This is enough for you. You might feel this in your shoulders as well. If you're able to do both, try to do a little bow pose here. You're just reaching the inside of your feet and then lifting up your chest and then lifting your legs up off the ground. Trying to keep those shoulders out of your ears and neck. Keep your neck nice and long. Good. Now gently coming back down, releasing those feet. Good. All right. Relaxing here just for a moment. Rest your cheek. Take note of how your back feels. Good. All right, now what we're going to do is roll into our back. All right. Nice and flat on our back here. Go ahead and pull in your legs and hug them. Do a nice little swing side to side if you want. Releasing that lower back. That should feel really nice on your low back. Crunching up those toes, filling them out. I don't know if you guys heard that. There was a little crack there for me. Good. Now, go ahead and grab the outside of your feet and open them up in a happy baby. Now, if you need a strap to help you with this, or a towel, or maybe you just grab your calves, go ahead and do that. Just opening up our hips a little bit here for just a little break for the back. But like I mentioned, your hips impact your back alignment so much. So having healthy, open hips is also really important. You can do a little sway here if you want, or you can just stay static like this. Breathing, feeling those hips open up, nice open hips. Most people don't open up their hips enough. We sit a lot, we walk in a straight line a lot, so our hips don't really get to go in different directions very often. So this is really good to do. Also helps avoid injury for our back, for our inner thigh muscles, our hips. Now gently releasing it, and the next exhale, bringing those knees in one more time, planting your feet down on the mat. Go ahead and let your legs fall side to side. I like to put my arms in cactus for this, but whatever feels good for you. Just letting them fall side to side. Good. Now what we're going to do is elongate that left leg, bring up that right leg in a 90-degree angle. Oh, I'm sorry. Before you do that, actually, shift your hips slightly to the right side of your mat, okay? So we're keeping our spine aligned. Right leg is up at a 90-degree angle. Put your arms out in a T position, and then let that right leg cross over the left to your left side. And then if you can, for added bonus, look to your right hand that is laying flat on the ground. If you want to take your left hand and put it on your leg, you can, or you can keep both arms in a T position. This should feel really nice on your back. We're just giving it one final stretch here. Breathing. Good. Sometimes I like to move my leg down and then back up. I feel I'm pretty open in this pose because I've been doing it a long time, but this helps me find the spot where I'm tightest in my back. Nice deep breaths. And gently rolling that right hip back, bringing that foot back, placing it on the ground, and then bringing both feet up, moving your hips to the left side of the mat now. What we're going to do is elongate our right leg onto the ground. Hands are still in a T position. And then bringing up that left leg in a 90-degree angle and letting it drop off to your right side now. And then shifting your gaze toward that left hand. Man, I needed this. I feel so tight right now. It's like taking my breath away. Breathing if you feel that way too. Even though I do a lot of yoga, if my diet isn't right or I don't move enough during the day and I don't do my yoga or even a workout like I should, I oftentimes just cramp up, especially if I sit for too long. So even if you sit for long periods of time, it's good to get up and move. I've been trying to do that more at work. Breathing. Good. Just a couple more breaths here. Again, moving that foot around if you need to for maybe a different stretch in a different part of the body. Now, gently bringing that left hip back down to the ground, planting both feet. And we're going to do a last thing here, kind of a bonus. So we're going to go up into a back bend, but if that's not for you and that's not where you're at, go ahead and you have two options here. You can plant your hands next to you and come up into bridge, which we can all do that right now. It's good. Just helps elongate the back. Think about a nice long neck here. You can hold that. If that's still too much, you can take a block or a pillow and set it under your low back. It'll be a nice little release for your low back. For the rest of us, if you're ready to try to go into a back bend, just for a little more of a back opener, I'll show you how to do this safely. So go ahead, and you're going to plant your hands next to your head. Try not to get my hair in there. All right, now first what you're going to do, you're going to really plant your feet in the ground, into the ground as well. Now you're going to gently just press yourself up onto your head, okay? And you're not quite all the way up yet. You haven't extended your arms. Your hips are up as well. And then you can press yourself up off of your head if you're ready for that. And breathing. If that's too much, you can stay on your head. And if that still feels like too much, or maybe you need to put a blanket under it, go ahead and do that. Definitely take some practice. Just think about, don't press it too much. Like, you don't have to push too hard, but just really think about getting comfortable. We're only going to do a couple more breaths here. Really breathing, thinking about that back, nice and elongated. And now when you're ready, gently setting yourself back down on top of your head, and then gently tucking your chin in toward your chest and lowering your hips down onto your back. Good job. All right, and if that's not for you yet, that's totally fine, but for those of you who are a little further along, there you go. So now let's lay down in our Shavasana, so whatever's comfortable for you. If this doesn't feel good on your back, you can get a block and put it under. You can stay in that bridge with the block underneath. That helps alleviate that. You can also lay with your knees resting against each other. That feels really good to me. I'm going to stay there. Or you can lay flat. And just breathe. Close off your eyes. And just clear your mind. Take note of how your back feels now. Feel the blood flowing through differently. Maybe your breath is a little different. Maybe you just feel better all around. That's great. I know I do. Scanning your body to see if there are any muscles in your body that are still tight. I have many other videos that help with specific areas of the body, and a few are a little more general for soreness, just the easy flow. So find the one that's right for you. You can go look at my playlist for beginner yoga. There's also a restorative playlist you can check out as well. Now you can stay here if you want, but for the rest of you, if you're ready, coming onto your side, and gently pressing yourself up into a seated position, whatever's comfortable. And coming to heart center. Thank you all for joining me today. I appreciate all of you watching this and doing this with me. Please come back for the next one, and if you haven't yet and you like this video, please like this video and then make sure you hit the subscribe button so you get notified whenever these videos come out. All right, I will see you guys next time.